हाय एवरीवन, वेलकम टू IOD Sports चैनल। आज मैं आपके लिए एक स्टार इंट्रोड्यूस करने जा रहा हूँ।
So we go to a breakfast and my coach was sitting down. He's like, "Hey, what's up, buddy? Are you ready to win this?" I was like, "Oh hell yeah, let's go."
How much time actually does it take for an athlete to believe in their coach?
And then my coach calls me. He's like, "Hey, did you just hear what he said?" And I was like, "I think I did." And I was like, "Coach, it's very painful. I don't know if I'm able to jump." And I cried.
In 2019,
Yeah.
you had an accident, right? Here in Bengaluru.
Yeah, that's right. I know, it's like a movie scene.
Yeah.
I cried for almost 1 hour 20 minutes my auto drive, and that is what I want to conquer for my mom. There are great athletes, but to be the greatest, you need a story like this.
This is main character energy, bro, isn't it?
Yeah, and even the shirt I'm wearing, Cristiano.
Spoken like it
Yeah.
is Ronaldo from Portugal jersey.
So is it a healthy rivalry, or do you want it to be a little bit of a tussle?
I actually like rage baiting for sure. This guy is not going to do anything in USA. I told them, anytime if you guys, come to the New Mexico airport, make sure you pay attention to the welcome screen.
Yeah.
भारत के युवा एथलीट लोकेश सत्यनाथन ने अमेरिका जाकर भारत का नाम रोशन किया है।
Not many people who went to US had, achieved something, and I'm not one among them. I'm different.
Hello and welcome to the episode number कौन सा भाई? Now है ना? 9 of IOD Sports podcast. Today we are having a very very special guest with us and मतलब उनकी जितनी भी हम तारीफ करेंगे ना वो कम है। मतलब he is one of the best athletes to come out of Karnataka. He is one of the best long jumpers that we have had in Indian history ever. One of the greatest performers in the NCAA circuit, and he has recently won a silver medal at the Federation Cup in Ranchi as well. It is my pleasure and really my heart comes out thanking him for becoming the first athlete guest on our podcast. And welcome to the podcast, Lokesh. How are you?
I'm good, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me here. I mean, it's really good to, be in a place where actually track and field is, identified, and brought to the light. And I'm really looking forward for the, to talk more about Indian athletics and NCAAs and my journey and everything. So yeah.
By the way, Vishank is like underplaying. So Lokesh is the fourth best
Yes.
high jumper,
Yes.
and he was
Long
third.
jumper.
He was third when he jumped 8.21
right.
at the and recently concluded NCAA Indoor season where he won title with 8.21 meters.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with that only. Tell us about the experience of the winning the championship for your university, right? And that made you only the fourth Indian to win an NCAA title after Mohinder Singh Gill, then Vikas Gowda, Tejaswin Shankar, and the fourth guy is you. So how does it feel? Tell us about the entire experience.
Yeah, so it's one moment that not only me, most of the people wouldn't forget for life, including my parents, coach, and sports lovers, and you all and everything. So basically, it's like a day before. I sat down to my coach and I pulled out my phone. I was like, "Hey, coach, what do you think we're gonna do tomorrow?" And he said "Hey, we are winning." I was like, okay. I love the attitude, I was like, I love the positive energy, and I go back to my room. So, and I sit down and I do meditation and everything, and I wake up in the morning. So we go to a breakfast and my coach was sitting down. He's like, "Hey, what's up, buddy? Are you ready to win this?" I was like, "Oh, hell yeah, let's go." And then I get ready. And so it was like, I'm very spiritual and I'm very, close to God and everything. I believe in so much. So there's one of my teammate called Christina. She's a Olympic finalist in long jump, and she's one of the greatest talent, young talent. She's only 18 years old and she was Olympic finalist in Paris. And her coach is, I'm pretty close to him as well and everything. Then he came and he met me. He was like, "Hey, something feels great. I think you look ready." And I was like, "Okay." And then my athletic trainer comes to pick me up because my coach was already in the track, watching my fellow Pristina. She was jumping and she finished 5th in the nationals. And then while she was picking up, and she was like, "Hey, what do you think?" And all I said was like, "I just want everybody to win today."
Yeah.
And she's like, all she said was, "Is like, Lokesh, I don't know. I feel like you're going to win this." I was like, "Wow." Then I go out there. I was nervous. Like, I was so nervous, and I was like, I don't know what's happening. Then I sat down, and all I said myself is like, "Hey, relax. Just
Calm
be
down.
calm. You have been here.
Yeah.
You just have to do what you have, like you have to do in this moment, because you have been here many times.
Yeah.
Just be calm. Just execute what you have to do." And I was like, okay. Then I go back, I do my warm up, and trial and jump and everything. Then we start, and when we finish like 3 jumps, and I was in the 4th position.
Yes, you're not in the 8 range.
Yeah. And 3rd jump, that's when the guy jumped 8.20.
Yeah.
And he goes crazy. He's like, he pulls out his chest numbers, like, "Hey, this is what you do, and I'm the best here. Nobody's gonna do what," and everything. And then my coach calls me. He's like, "Hey,
Prove him wrong.
did you just hear what he said?" And I was like, "I think I did." And he's like, "What are you gonna do about it?" I was like, so me and him, we rage bait him, and I was like, "Hey, coach." Then I was like, "Hey, old man, you better be loud." And he's like, "Oh, you call me old man? I'm gonna show you." I was like, "Okay." Then go ahead. And then I was like, I was ready for the jump, and I was like asking the crowd to cheer, and I hear only 3 people cheer for me. My trainer, my teammates, and my coach. And that made me like, go crazy more. I was like, okay. And all I said myself was like, run down the runway and just like jump. Jump and land well, and you're there. Then I came out of the pit. I was waiting for like almost like 30 seconds to get the results on, and I was like, and my coach was like, "You won, do you know that?" And I was like, "No way." And then after 5th jump, like 6th jump and everything, and I see my coach, like he was just like praying, and he was just sitting down, and it was just an emotional moment, like the whole stadium knows you now, like, and the whole stadium just not knowing me, they knowing is like, okay, that's an Indian athlete. I was like, okay, that feeling is more priceless than
Exactly.
anything else. So yeah, that's a short little story on the NCAA thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask regarding the particular championship. So you started with 7.89, correct,
Right.
in the first jump,
Right.
which placed you 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah, initially. So what were the discussion with the coaches, and like what changes in the run up, what technique that you did that helped you go past the 8-point-meter barrier twice in those 6 jumps? Because I'm asking this because a lot of the time when coaches travel with athletes,
Right.
there is this thing in India where people are like, why are coaches traveling? Like athletes, वहाँ पे जाके जो करना है athlete को करना है. Like I wanted to understand like how big of a role coaches play on the sidelines in improving or athlete progressing throughout
Or even
the
motivating them.
yeah 6 jumps,
So basically, I'll tell you one, because if I tell you the straightforward of coaches, not many people would understand or get it. So I can, translate it into like a, for example, of like a kid and parents relationship. For example, like, when you have your parents next to you, like whether it's you're close to your mom or dad, like you don't expect them to do anything crazy. All you want them is like, stay by my side. That gives them
Protection
like
or-
more confidence,
Confidence,
it's like, okay, this person is with me, I don't have to worry about anything. So same way goes to the coach and athlete, because I think every athlete who's greater, they first have a good bond and relationship with the coach.
Right.
So that's what is the first thing is like, it doesn't matter, where I am, what I'm doing. I have my coach. All I have to do is just go out there and execute what I have prepared behind the scenes. So basically, every time, when a coach actually sees you jump, So basically, there's no much corrections because you have been training under him for a long time, and you have literally, you like what I say. He knows you better. He knows what is that one thing he can tell you that can make you jump the furthest. So basically, like during competition, we don't discuss much. We don't discuss is like you have to correct this, you have to correct that, you have to do this, you have to do like no. Basically, he'll be like, okay, if I'm fast enough, he'll be like, hey, the runway looks good fast. Just keep up the same, execute in the first jump, and he'll be like, if it is outdoors, he'll be like, just you have to calculate the wind.
Gauge the wind, yeah.
If it is headwind, एक फुट आगे आ जाओ. If it is tailwind, एक फुट पीछे चले जाओ. Because why this is because one is wind. Second thing, you never know how much your adrenaline is pumped up.
Yeah.
So based on this calculation, it's a smaller tiny things. So basically what my coach does is he doesn't correct much stuff. He'll be like, okay, landing. Okay, all he have to do is he won't tell go do the landing correctly. No, rather he would tell me why the landing, why am I lacking in landing. So basically he'll tell me that part, and then the landing will automatically be there. But what most people do is, for imagine if I take a coach who I don't know, like not my personal coach but the national coach, he will, it's not his fault because he's not trained me.
Yeah.
But all he would tell me is like, oh no, you're actually lacking speed, or your takeoff wasn't perfect, or your landing wasn't perfect. But whereas if my coach, if he sees me, he knows where I'm lacking.
Yeah.
If I'm lacking in the takeoff and landing, then he'll be like, okay, I'm not doing something right on the runway. If I'm not doing something right on the runway, he'll be like, okay, you have to correct on that one and this thing. So basically, it's about like more of a experienced, like with under whom you train, because he actually creates a shell, outer part of you, because he knows which direction you can move and you can be the best. So that's the huge thing, more than any coaches can travel and everything. For example, if you take Usain Bolt's coach, so he has Usain Bolt, the world record holder, the greatest athlete of all time. And also he had other great athletes. And there have been so many athletes who wanted to train under him, just go there and everything. But not every athlete emerged as a world champion or a world record holder. So basically that tells you a lot. It's not like, how great the coach is and everything. First thing, it's the bond between the coach and an athlete. If you believe in a coach, you can do wonders. But if you don't believe in a coach, you're just being there to train under him just because he has produced a world record holder, then I don't think so that would work out.
How much time actually does it take for an athlete to believe in their coach? Like, is it a long journey? Is it a short journey? Like, your coach, Bobby Carter, has been a great support in our career. So, like, how does that journey transform from being believing him not that much to believing him to the fullest?
So basically I would tell there's no difference between making a friendship into a best friend or making anything, because if you take anything, if I want to tell the new generation, for example, if you want a best friend or a girlfriend, obviously you have to do a lot of efforts. Like you have to show up, there'll be like misunderstanding, there will be fights, there'll be arguments, there'll be disagreements and everything. There's no less in coach and an athlete, because most of the time obviously we athletes, we disagree with coach. It's this is not working and why are you doing that? And basically there's so many times sometimes coach doesn't know, the miscommunication happens because why I'm acting like that, why I'm frustrated, why I'm happy, why I'm not happy and everything. So it's no less than a normal bond or a relationship with the coach and everything. And it doesn't matter whether it's like 6 months or 1 year or whatever. So the effort, it's not just from a coach, but it's from an athlete. So it's basically two ways. So if both the ways, if we are trying to put efforts, sit down, talk it out, and both are trying to make efforts to work this thing out together, that's all it takes. And it doesn't matter, sometimes it might take a week, and sometimes it might take 6 months, because trusting the progress is more harder for some athletes. than to trusting a coach. So for me, it was like it took me like literally like a month.
Oh, really?
Because for me, I think that's because of Coach Carter as well.
Yeah, of course.
Because like that he's more of like a best friend. So he's a head coach, but I never felt he was a head coach. Even today, I don't feel he's a head coach.
That's the bond you
Yeah,
share, right?
it feels like he's my best friend. I can talk to him anything about any time and everything, and he wouldn't judge me. All he would chill is like, hey, chill, bro. we can work this out.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. What changed my whole sports career changed. The mindset changed because of him.
Yeah.
Because I had like I had 2 surgeries. That's when I joined him.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
So can you expand a bit more? In 2019,
Yeah.
you had an accident, right? Here in Bengaluru.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then in
US
in
US,
US also
yeah.
you had, right?
So basically, like I had a car accident, which was almost like life threatening. Then I came back, did 3 national meet records, then won a South Asian gold for India,
Yes, in Kathmandu.
and then COVID hit, and then everything was closed and everything. Then I came back in 2021, competing again, jumped my PB 793 in Odisha, and then took third in Fed Cup in Punjab,
Punjab. Yeah.
and then lost my mom after 2 months, and then that's when I decided to move there. So I jumped like 802 after a year and everything.
In 23.
Then I came back, my coach transferred,
Yeah.
and then I had to follow him. But unfortunately, it didn't go as it mattered, because during the weight training session, my teammates were doing weights, and they just like dropped the weights,
Yeah.
and it was so unfortunate. It fell on my leg and broke my left foot toe, and surgery happened. So after a month, I go back, start doing my rehab, and the surgery was failure. The screw started coming out from the other way. Then I had to go through a lot of mental health issues and everything. Come back India, have a surgery. Didn't find any place. I applied for Odisha, like all other places and everything, but nobody was willing to take me. So that's when Coach Carter, so my other mentor, I should actually mention him, because the main reason I'm in NCAA is because of him. His name is Coach Trey Brokaw. He is in Kansas State University now as a coach, distance coach. And so basically, after I lost my mom, he's the first person. He's like, hey Lokesh, why don't you first he asked me like, how are you doing? I was like, coach, I'm doing good, but not in the proper state. Mom, things happen and everything. Then he was in Western Illinois as a head coach, and he's like, why don't you just come here? That's all he said. And I did my paperwork and everything, but for some reason, I didn't get visa application. It didn't work out. Then he referred me to another coach. Even I did everything, my visa didn't work out. Then that's when I went to New Mexico and everything. But still, when I dropped out and when I came back to India from US, and that's when he's like, hey coach, I don't know what to do. He's like, enter the transfer portal and I'll help you out.
And okay.
Yeah. So Coach Carter is basically his best friend.
Okay, Trace.
So in 2022, I was actually about to go with him when he was in Arizona, Coach Carter.
Okay.
But he didn't have a scholarship. So that's when God made this plan again. He's like, and everything. Then he's like, hey, Coach Carter took up a head coach job in Tarleton State. Do you want to go train with him? I was like, coach, you know better, and you're my mentor. Whatever you say, I'll do it. He's like, he gave a ring to Coach Carter, and Coach Carter immediately said, I'll take him. And he took him, and I was so grateful and thankful, because nobody was willing to take. And I went, and I jumped, and he asked me, he's like, hey, how are you doing? And how is your injury and everything? I was like, coach, I'm ready to jump.
Yeah. That is 2024.
Yeah, 2024 fall.
Yeah.
And I went there, and I started training and everything. And then my athletic trainer, Kyo Shimosawa, she's from Japan.
Okay.
So she's basically my godmother now. That's the bond we have now. And she is just magical.
Yeah.
she's just magical. She has so much of knowledge, but she'll humble herself. She says I don't know nothing, but she's like so good. Like she took care of me. She's like, Lokesh, let's do this. Let's create a plan, like a rehab plan, and you have to follow that and everything. And pushed me through every rehab session is like and everything. And there was a day like everything was good and I was jumping crazy and I got an ankle sprain. And first indoors, that's the first starting indoors in Texas Tech, University of Texas Tech, Lubbock. And I was like, coach, it's very painful. I don't know if I'm able to jump. And I cried. He went to my athletic trainer. He's like, he had a talk with her. He's like, hey, what do you think about Lokesh? And he's like, she's like, I think he's good. And all my coach said was, that's how much my coach believes in her. All my coach said was, Kiyo said, you're good to go. Come on, man, let's try. And he's like, go there, try first jump. If it hurts, just drop and come back. And I went, and he's like, you know why you're getting pain? It's like you're hitting the board wrong way.
Okay.
So that's why you're having an impact on your ankle. First 2 jumps, I got impact. It was very painful. He's like, change the way you hit the board. And I opened up the season with 740 after my surgery. And he was like, that's it. That's it. This is all matters. And after that, I keep went up. Next meet, 765 in Kansas State.
Yeah.
And next meet, third longest jump in the Indian history, 792. And school record.
Equal third.
Yeah.
Equal first actually.
Yeah, and coach was like, there you go. And qualified for the nationals. But I didn't do well in nationals because vertigo thing, everything was going on and everything. And then I come back in outdoor, 814. Same, before jumping 814, I didn't sleep for straight 10 days.
Wow.
Didn't sleep for straight 10 days. I was like, coach, do you think we should do this? He's like, just go, just come. And I go and I jump 814. And he's like, an NCAA lead.
Yeah.
And he's like, there you go. And we finished top 5, the first Indian long jumper to finish in nationals and everything. So from there onwards, I have this one thing in my mind. I never ask him why. If he says me, we are doing this, I was like, okay, chalo, let's go.
Brilliant.
If he's telling me, it's like, hey, we are competing in the competition at 5 a.m. in the morning, I was like, let's go. I'll be awake. I won't do. And same way him. So recently, we had some kinds of miscommunication. He leaves his home like morning 6:30, and he has 3 kids. He has to take his son and everything. He drove back to home, and he's like, hey Lokesh, I think we have to talk. And he drove 45 minutes to my apartment.
Wow.
Just to make sure for the next day we're training, we don't have any miscommunication.
You're on the same page, right?
Whatever we are talking, let's finish it up. So that's the bond we have.
And that is so good to hear, man, Lokesh. I mean, I wish that other athletes and coaches have the same bond in India as well, in wherever they are, not just in India. I
agree.
This is, touch wood, an ideal way a coach and an athlete should function. And talking about that, you, as you have described it, it was a very topsy-turvy journey from 2019 onwards. You saw the high of South Asian games in Kathmandu where you jumped 787 if I'm not wrong.
Right.
And then you had a drastic low in your life, and a loss which really, I hope कि किसी दुश्मन के साथ भी ना हो. It's like such a big loss that you lost your mother during the COVID. God bless her soul. But to cope up and become the national NCAA champion, and do you somewhere feel that she's blessing you from up there and she's always with you whenever you're jumping? You get that extra tailwind from her blessings?
Yeah, it's 100%. As I said, I'm very spiritually connected to God and everything. She's no less than God, because I always see my parents as an image of God who's living on the earth in form of God. So I think she's not now, she's always been around me, because I think she's guiding me through everything. Because if people say they don't believe in miracles and wonders, or their parents' prayers and everything, I think I'm the example for it, because I think my mom is everywhere with me. I think even she's here with me right now, and that's how I feel and everything. I'm 100% sure it's not just my hard work. I'm here. It's because of God and my mom, my everybody's prayers, my family, my dad, and my whole people, especially my grandmom, who I recently lost and everything. These people are not just like people who wish good for me, but they would wish good for everyone. So that makes a huge difference, and that's where it makes me more special, to get more special blessings from them, which pushes me to heights like this and everything. Because I don't think so I can alone do this, because there is something like inside me, or around me, that actually protects me all the time. And so yeah, my mom is always that's one push out every time. So yeah,
she told you one thing before she passed away.
yeah,
Unfortunately.
she did. So that thing, even if I talk about it, I don't want to talk so brief, because it make me more emotional. And it's still in my eyes, like anytime you can wake me up and you can ask me, I can tell you how exactly it looked. Yeah, she was like in a condition where she almost gave up her life, and everything. She didn't want to meet anyone and everything, but like I was like, I have to meet my mom and everything. And I was like, she was sleeping when I entered, like like very hard to breathe and everything, like very in a very worse situation. And I was like, okay, let me wait, let me wait for her to wake up and everything, and stuff and everything. I was like, I told dad, it's like I'll just go back and everything. But the thing is, like, when I saw her, it's like she saw me, she opened her eyes, she's like, okay, she made sure it is me, and she blinked her eyes, and then she's like, all she said is like, waved her hand, is like, come here and everything. So I removed my mask, and I said like, it's, I just like, came clean just for you. And then she did this, kiss me, and she called the nurse, and she's like, okay, that's my son, and everything. And she cried and everything, and I was holding my tears and everything. And then I had my buddy, and she's like, hey, did you guys eat and everything and stuff. And then she's like, don't worry about me, just go do what you want to do, just go follow your dreams, whatever it is, go do, achieve and everything. And I didn't say nothing, I just said, okay mom. And I wanted to stay for a long time, but I didn't want it to stay for a long time.
I completely get
Yeah,
you, man.
that's one thing I regret. At the same time, I don't regret, because I wanted to be there, and at the same time, I don't want it to be there anymore. The mom I saw, the mom I'm seeing right now, the mask, kept on her, like it's bleeding, like so tight, and it's bleeding, like, continuously and everything. And yeah, I came out. I took an auto. I said, Dad, I'm going home. And I know it's like a movie scene.
Yeah.
I cried for almost 1 hour 20 minutes my auto drive. I didn't go inside my home. I sat on a footpath, cried. I didn't know what to do. My buddy was like, I'm blessed to have him also. I still remember we sat down where we were. I'm crying and he's crying.
Yeah.
I'm praying to every god possible, and he's doing and people are thinking we are mad.
Yeah.
Like, all I said was like, give back my mom, that's fine. Then I went to my dad's brother's wife, and I was like, I don't know, I just need my mom. I don't know, like, she's beautiful, but now I can't see her the way she is. Then I got a call telling that, it's like, hey, you gotta, like, see your mom for the last time. Maybe you're the only hope. Maybe your voice can change her and everything. And I said no. I said no. Rather, I would have a regret that I didn't see her for the last time, than to regret that I couldn't help her survive for the last moment. I was like, I don't want that regret. Then it was 1 a.m. I got the thing confirmation in the night time, and I didn't react. I couldn't cry. I couldn't cry. I couldn't react. It was just like, like something happened, and I don't understand what's happening around me. Like I didn't know what's happening around me. And next day started hitting me hard and hard and hard and hard. And like next 3-4 months, I was like some psychopath. I was like, I don't know what I'm talking, with whom I'm talking, where I am, what I'm. Even now, I can't talk to people. I still have a little bit, but not much. But I had this anxiety so bad that I couldn't face anybody in my life. Like even my own dad, I couldn't talk to him. And then I went to a psychiatrist, had my pills and everything. That turned out to be a really worse situation. And then I sat down a day. I write my journals and everything, talk to myself every now and then. I told myself, it's like, hey Lokesh, what are you doing? And my mom's brother, younger brother, he's the last brother, he came up to me and he's like, hey, remember you promised your mom something, and what are you gonna do about it? And I questioned myself, same thing, yeah, what am I gonna do? And then I was like, okay, I want to do something, but I can't do in India because there were people who said, okay, he has an excuse that he's lost his mom, uska performance chale gaya, he's done.
कौन है वो लोग?
Like there were many people, it's not one or two people, there's many. And
naysayers India mein kam hai kya bhai?
and as I said, I told them only one thing is like, yeah, for you guys it's just a mom, but for me it was everything. Because I don't know what kind of relationship you guys have with your parents, but I have a different relationship. And then all I said was just like, it's like, chalo, let's do something. And I started going out, talking to people and everything, because before I take a decision, I need, clear mind and everything. Then I took a call as like, I'll go to US. People are like, not many people who went to US had, achieved something and everything. But I'm not one among them. I'm different. So I went, I started doing, and there were some relatives and my people and well, and they're like what's he gonna do in USA? And that's when I won 802, and my jump was put on the welcome screen in the New Mexico airport and everything. That's when I told the people, I posted a reel on Instagram saying that every time you guys ask me what my dad has done, my mom has done for me, and this guy is not going to do anything in USA. I told them, anytime if you guys, come to the New Mexico airport, make sure you pay attention to the welcome screen.
Yeah.
That's where I am, and that's what God and my parents has done to me. And now you guys can know what it is. And now if they ask another reason, I would say like, yeah, there's a first Indian long jumper who's a national champion in NCAA, and yeah, my athletic trainer, he's the head. That's what he says for everybody. Lokesh, you're the national champion. It's not just a national champion. It's the first ever national champion for Tarleton. And nobody in the history will be so special and change your name in the entire history of Tarleton. Because next, and even if any athlete wins the national championship,
you will always be the first.
You're the first one to win it for from Tarleton and from Texans. Nobody else is going to take that place.
Yeah.
So that is like, it's going to live forever.
So you will be kind of an inspirational figure for
Exactly.
everyone from Tarleton.
Exactly.
Man, what a story. I literally got a lot very emotional. But the thing here is that after seeing your lows, you have actually reached to a height where, I mean, actually, I was very happy when you first achieved the 8-meter mark in 23. And you joined a select few at that time. Now we have almost a dozen of them.
Yes, sir.
Right? But I have never seen, or we have rarely seen, an athlete when he or she has achieved a particular feat. In this case, you being a men's long jump athlete, you achieving 8-meter mark, and then getting injured. And I've barely seen any story. I think she is one exception here. But that person coming back and giving their best and still actually giving their best and surpassing their best.
Right.
So how does that feel? How does that feel for an athlete who has seen a history of failures from
Right.
their own countrymen in this discipline and proving to the world that, hey, an injury cannot define my career. So how does that feel? Because 2024 was a total blank year, if
Yeah.
we have to say that.
So the first thing I would say is a person's story, what a person holds inside him, deep inside him, and second thing I would say it's the individual's mindset,
Yeah.
because not everybody would have a grit to have a strong mindset, because I myself, when I sometimes not sometimes, most of the time, I'll be like, what's happening to me and everything, but next minute I'll give myself like 5 minutes and I'll be like, hey, forget this here, whatever you have in your mind, like talk to yourself here, write it down, and after 5 minutes you have to just leave this here, and when you get up and move, you're done with this thing.
Wow.
And as I already said, what a person holds is more stronger than anything else that he can do. Because if a person doesn't have a reason to do it, a purpose for do it, I don't think so any human being can achieve. Because any the great stories, if you see, they have a purpose and they have a reason why they did it. And it's not because they had a personal reason for themselves. They had many reasons why they can be great. Why not? So I always think about, sit down and think, is like, okay, where did Usain Bolt come from? Like, he started a race just so that he can be fed,
Yeah.
like,
That's
and
the story of all the
yes.
Jamaican
Exactly.
athletes.
Yeah.
and if you see like any athletes, any great athletes or whatever, like whoever it is, they all have a story behind them. Then that's when I thought, is like, okay, first I used to think like, okay, why this, other people are achieving but they didn't have any things and everything. But there are great athletes, but to be the greatest, you need a story like this.
Yeah.
And that's when I told myself, I have a story, and how am I gonna make it known to the world?
Yeah.
Not just by being an average or
Yeah.
good. And anybody can be average or good, and they're like, hey, do you want to listen to my story? Nobody's gonna listen. But the only time people is gonna know your story and know you personally is when you be the greatest. Then I told myself, it's like, hey, why not you? Get up. And I never believed in this thing saying that Indians can never do. It's like, okay, who are Americans?
Yeah.
Human being. Who are Africans?
Oh.
They are living beings as well. And who are we? The same.
Same breed.
Then why not us? Because when Neeraj Bhaiya already proved the world that why can't Indians do? He didn't just win. He just like proved like
To the world.
Yeah.
this is Indians,
Yeah.
And these all are the things, factors which tells me that if you want to be known, you have to be the greatest.
Yeah.
If not, there's no story outside.
नहीं, हजारों लोग कहते हैं कि हम इंस्पायर
नहीं,
होते हैं
नहीं,
इनसे, लेकिन उस इंस्पिरेशन को अपनी लाइफ में प्रैक्टिकली लाना,
Yeah. Execution.
this is main character energy, bro.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, and even the shirt I'm wearing, Cristiano.
Spoken like it
Yeah.
is Ronaldo.
I was like, because I love him, because
We
I
all
think
love him.
I think he's another reason I would always look up to. Because if you see in my room,
Yeah.
there's only 2 posters in USA, in my American room. I'll send you the maybe videos when I go back. There's almost like 10 posters. The 10 posters is like Cristiano and Michael Jordan.
Wow.
Because these people are not just an example, but they are the living proof that like it takes a lot to be there.
Yeah.
And these are the people that not just showed the world that it takes a lot to be there, but also you need a lot to sustain it.
Absolutely.
So when I look up to Cristiano as well, it's more emotional for me to when I see his story.
Yeah.
For him, he's a dad.
Yeah.
For me, it's my mom.
Yeah.
So same way his dad didn't get to see the things what
Yes,
he did.
yeah.
Same thing, my mom didn't get to see this. Then that's when I relate my story, and I was like, that's my idol. If my
Yeah.
idol had to go through this, and if like what kind of mindset he would have,
Yeah.
because playing a World Cup in 41 or 42 years
Yeah.
old is not a
Yeah.
joke.
It's not a joke.
And being the best player of the
Exactly.
Yeah.
And winning the Arab League recently and everything. So I think Cristiano is thing, and the other athlete who I would always look up to in football history is like there's many legends. My favorites are there, but still I would say is Mane from Senegal.
Sadio Mane.
That guy created a whole
cult for
like a new country for kids.
He opened schools
Exactly.
for the children in
Hospitals and turfs and
his
everything.
story is also very moving.
Exactly. So
yeah.
if I don't look up to people like this,
Yeah.
what am I even looking up to?
Yeah.
And even people know me in USA for one thing. Like I don't talk to any people much. I don't talk to any people. There might be many things people might say or talk and everything, but I know, and the people who love me, they know me. So one thing I would say is like, hey, if they want to talk to me, is like I'm always there. If they're going through hard time and everything, I'm there. I can talk to them and everything. But they all know me for one reason, and they always say, it's like I just love Lokesh and his energy and his mindset, how he puts up with himself. It's like, do you want to come talk to me? Talk to me about like how can we be great, the greatest. You teach me and I'll teach you. Or if you want to elevate in your life, if you want to, but if you have a gossip,
No.
I'm just walking.
Yeah.
Or if you want something negative, or
Yeah.
I'm just walking.
Yeah.
Because I don't have like a mindset to sit down and listen to those things. Like no, like if I'm really like need motivation, I'll ring up coaches like, hey, do you have any motivation? He'll be like, hey, what's up, man? Do you want to come train? I'm like, come on, coach, let's go. So that's pretty much more better than sitting down with the company and stuff. So, and I rarely have friends.
Yeah.
I rarely have friends. I have only one friend here in Bangalore.
In Bangalore, yeah.
And there I have like two friends I hang out with. One is Christina, the long
okay.
jumper, the Olympic thing. And the other one is her teammate Sakina and my coach. And if I want to talk to anything about it, my athletic trainer Kyo or my coach and there's two friends. Other than that, I don't talk to anybody, don't hang out, because I just do my things. And people call me insane there because anytime I would be in the training room, like in the gym or doing yoga or doing some of the other stuff like cooking for myself, they'll be like, when do you have fun time? I was like, this is fun.
Wow.
This is
So Lokesh, like you already told us like the life in US can get lonely also. But I really wanted to go back and at the beginning of your journey and tell us about how the long jump passion for long jump started, right? At the very early age, your coach Muralidharan, M Muralidharan, his contribution in the growing up years when you were playing underage tournaments and national juniors when you were winning. And because I'm asking this because a lot of athletes in India don't really necessarily understand that there is a path for them in the NCAA circuit as well, right? Because a lot of time those things are not in the out open that path can be followed. In the recent years with TJ and you like be two prominent NCAA athletes, a lot of eyes have opened and we are still growing in that sense, utilizing or understanding the NCAA system fully well. So yeah, that will be great if you can tell the journey. How did the NCAA happen, and are we not taking full advantage of the system, that ecosystem that NCAA already has?
Yeah. So basically, I started my career when I was 9 years old, and so I think the other biggest credit goes to Coach Ramesh. He was the first coach I actually started my journey, track and field journey with, and he's still there in Kantirwa Stadium. And the first question I asked him is like, "Hey coach, what am I going to do?" And he saw me. He took a look at me, and he's like, "This guy should be a sprinter and a long jumper." And people are like, okay. And I had no idea what's long jump and 100 meters is. It's a first Sunfeast IAAF, day World Athletics Day championship. It was under 11 competition, and I ran like 14.27 in 100 meters and 3.54 meters from behind the board. And that's when my journey started. And after 2 years training under him, I moved to Murli sir when he was there. So
by the way, Murli,
C Murlidharan,
C Murlidharan is the Asian Games
gold medalist. Yeah. So that's when I was introduced to him, telling that he's one of the greatest athlete, who's won Asian Games gold for India, and he's been having great athletes under him. Like when he was in the MEG, he trained the former Indian record holder in 100 meters, Anil Kumar sir. So and everything. So that's when I joined under him. And under him, after joining a year, I did my first national bronze medal in Karnataka. And then that's when the journey started and everything. And as we went along, there's many great things we did and performance. And when it came to the NCAA, I was like, hey, coach, I have this decision. And all he said was, please take the opportunity, first leave India. He's like,
that's
because
very rare in Indian sport ecosystem.
He's like, the situation here is different for you right now, and I don't think so there's any supports you're getting from any side of the the place. Take this opportunity, go study well there. And he said, I would love to see you doing great things there, and just don't come back. And he's like, come back to visit, but don't come back here. I was like, yes, coach. And I took that call. And
this is
2022. Yeah. And he's always been another that's why whichever coaches I have in my life right now, everything is blessed. If I go to Ramesh sir, even he'll be like, hey, I don't want 8.21. It's like, I know you're like you're way more bigger. And he's like, hey, I want the bigger jumps. And I'm like, okay, coach. And Murli sir like is the same. Never took a penny fees for almost 12 years.
Crazy.
Like not even a penny. And if there is any injuries, take me to the hospital with his own money, with his own things. Buy me shoes, buy me spikes. If my dad is out of town, come home morning 5:30, pick us, take us to the training, and drop us back to the home. I don't know what else I should be thankful and grateful for. He's done so much of things. And even now, he comes to my home, visits me, checks on me. He's like, how are you doing and everything.
He was there in Ranchi as well, right?
Yeah, he came to even Ranchi. So wherever I'm competing, he still comes to watch me.
Incredible.
So that's what I'm saying. Like in my life, I think God is always, put right people. There's been wrong things and wrong people as well, but we always know it's just to realize that the value of good people in our life and good things.
There's always flip side of the coin, right?
So that's what I'm
take the
being.
positives out and
So that's the story. Growing up here and going to NCAA, and it's lovely to people to recognize me there right now. So
I have one thing to say here about your NCAA career as well till now. I don't know which performance of yours you will rate the best or your best performance in that in the journey of these 3 or 4 or 5 years. It has been a very long time, but I really feel when your dad came there for your graduation at the MJ Invitational, right?
Yeah.
I feel that actually takes the cherry of the cake. And I called him specifically. I was in Tumkur that day. I was witnessing Shahnawaz jumping 8.23. And I called him that Shahnawaz had done this, but I want to just hear the story of what happened at that day.
So,
do you feel that it's the peak of your career in NCAA circuit or in the US, the time that you have been in US?
Yeah, so basically that was my plan because my dad's birthday was on 27th of April. That's why I asked him to come on 23rd of April so that he can watch me jump there. So I planned that before because I wanted to buy him something, like a gift. So basically what I planned is I'll invite him, earlier there. and I'll take my few friends who's I'm close to, my coach and everybody, and then take him to a really fancy restaurant and spend some whatever savings I have, cut a cake, like party and everything and stuff. Then I sat down and I was like, is this going to be worth? And I was like, okay, let me do something else. And I was like, okay, this is a competition. And since I'm unattached, I can't even travel with my team. I have to travel on my own, and it's very expensive there. And as I said, I'm so blessed to have my, few other close friends. And they are like a blessing from God. They are like girls as well. Her name is Ali, and the other girl's name is Ava. So these two people is another blessing in my life. As my family they are. So Ali, she's going through a lot in her life, like especially right at present. And she even had a car crash, and she had a new car, and she has to be so aware of driving the car again. And I was like, hey, I need a help. Like, I don't have so much of money to pay for other people to take me for the cab and come back, and would you help me? I'll try to do something and blah blah. All she said was, just tell me what time. And she had an appointment. She drove almost like 2 hours, to take me and my dad, dropped us there, and she literally drove back another 2 hours for her appointment.
Wow.
And then my other friend Ava, so she had her workout in the morning. So she finished her workout. She finished her doctor's appointment. She finished her blood work, and she drove to pick my dad and back up, and to and everything. And okay, and then coming to my dad's the competition. So I see my dad sitting up there and everything, and I was not in a good mind space again. Didn't sleep properly and everything. And I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, no. And this is my first time. My dad is in US.
Yeah.
And after so much of obstacle and challenges, my dad is here. What am I going to do? And then I told myself, it's like, if I want to give him a greatest birthday gift,
Correct.
that he'll never forget in his life, and he'll always cherish the moment, this is another opportunity for me. That's today, and I should do it. And I jumped like first jump 767 just to qualify, and next two jumps was crazy, like 830, 840 jump. It was a foul. And then my coach said, you have it. Just go down there and do your thing. And Coach K from Nigeria, Christina's coach, and SA, she's a Olympian, 3-time Olympian, and a Commonwealth champion in long jump. So he told me the same thing. Listen to your coach, and I see the big ones coming today.
Yeah.
Don't be too crazy. Just stay calm and go, execute your jump there. Then my dad was sitting on the top.
Yeah.
I said, come down. I was like, come down. And I was like, give me a hug. And I hugged him, and I said, watch me jump. Then that's when I jumped 801, next jump itself. And I said, my dad is like, no. Hold on. You wait. And then I know I jumped again big. That's when 821. And I went and I hugged him and I kissed him. And I was like, he's like, hey, dad. That's
your gift.
You take it. And he can never forget this thing, and neither.
That was not just a gift for your dad.
Yeah.
That was a gift for the whole country.
Exactly.
And
And again I jumped 802 in the last jump.
Right.
And I was pretty happy. And then that's when my friend came up. And so all I'm so grateful and thankful to all the things in my life. I'm always grateful and thankful to God for everything and all things in my life, including all people. And now I'm grateful and thankful for you all too, because always, brother. And I don't think so many people would be do this, and many people would be willing to take their time to recognize. And especially you guys, just for the love of sports, and like you all three present here. And I don't think so how many people would do it. I'm not just saying it because you guys are here. I genuinely mean it, because not many people would do it. Many people would talk about it, but not do it in reality.
Yeah.
And
we as engineers, we want to take up this problem because this is a problem. As engineers, we want to solve a problem.
Right.
This is the problem that
Right.
track and field is the best sports in the world.
I agree.
In the whole world, it's the best sports.
It's the most competitive sport in the
Man.
world also.
Every
Right.
country plays it. There are multiple disciplines. What more can you ask for?
Right.
But still, you cannot see it being talked in the open in India.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a challenge we are up for, and thank
No,
you
but,
so much,
it's
Lokesh,
always-
for being here, man.
It's great, like the long jump competition currently in
Yeah.
India,
Yeah.
it's at the
Oh.
peak also,
Yeah.
right? So you have
कैसा लग रहा है? How do you feel?
how
about
do you
that?
feel like
I mean, it feels
मैं नाम
good.
गिनवा सकता हूँ आज।
It's good.
Like there
Let's
is
do it.
Murli Sri Shankar,
Shri is there?
now Lokesh is there,
Lokesh.
Shahnawaz is there, Sunny is
Sunny is
there,
there, yeah.
Purushottam is there,
Yeah.
another Karnataka boy,
Yeah.
So and then there is all youngsters, juniors are also doing pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So like how do you feel like the sudden peak that is
Yeah.
it's like
I think we saw this kind of peak, I think in 23 as well, when Jasmine did
Jasmine,
842 and
I didn't mention Jasmine.
yeah.
and Shri did 841.
Right.
And I think we had you jumping over 8. I think Aditya is one
Yeah,
other guy,
that's right, yeah.
who did 8.
02.
802 or 801, something of that sort. Recently, Anurag did it
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, in under 23 meet as well. But the thing is that वही मेरा पहला पॉइंट याद है ना आपको कि मैंने बोला कि मतलब कि थोड़ी सी इंजरी हो गई है, कुछ टेक्निक में कुछ फ्लॉ आ गया, you do not go over it, you kind of stay put, you do not want to change it.
Right.
But you have taken that challenge up.
Yeah.
But still, looking at the talent that is coming in, we have 4 jumpers over 820 now.
Right.
And Shahnawaz being the youngest of them all. कैसा लग रहा है मतलब tell us about that.
It's good, sir. It's good. So first thing I would say is, I mean, this is the environment we actually need.
Yeah.
Because
domestic competitions.
yeah, so if we know how to compete in this high pressure, because 820, like any jump over 8 meters is not a joke.
Yeah.
It is.
And we having Indian jumpers in present at least like 8 to 10 athletes like who's jumped over 8 meters.
Yeah.
This puts a lot of already a lot of a bigger expectation in every athlete's mind. Is like I want to be, because everybody want to be
Yeah.
on top. So competing against like all top athletes here, and even the world knows now.
Yeah.
Even the jumper wars, they commented like saying is like Indians are cooking.
Yeah.
It's like and that says a lot.
Yeah.
And especially Greek athletes are saying this, who are
Yeah.
well known for jumps.
Tentoglu.
So that's a a bigger eye-opening moment for Indian athletics. So jumping against these guys is not only just fun, it's like competitive, and it's like we know it's like, hey, we all have been friends, but at the end of the day we all are competing for the title. It's like, and we all are being one of the best jumpers in the world. It's like just like it's just another blessing. Like jumping against the even 10-20 people outside the world is different, but jumping in your home
Own
country
backyard, yeah.
with one of the best jumpers in the world is like more special. It's like, okay, everybody is jumping. It's like, okay, what's now? So I would say it's really great. It's a great experience.
So is it a healthy rivalry, or do you want it to be a little bit of a tussle? How do you like it?
I actually like rage baiting for sure. So, but that's what I'm saying. When the mindset changes, because our Indian mindset is different. If I say something like a rage baiting for something, it won't be like it's like, okay, come on, let's do it. But it would be like it'll go against a fight. Like it'll go against a physical fight. So I think if that one thing changes, even if you say something like pretty mean things to your teammates or fellow athletes, you have to take it in a way like he's just rage baiting for me. It's like, okay, come on, let's go. Okay, you want a show? Come on. So if that thing changes, I think everything will change. But me personally, like, bro, talk to me, bro. See, tell me that, like, come on, tell me something. It's like you tell me something and it's like, okay, let's go.
This guy is too extreme. He has no friends, or come on, talk to me.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, my friends back there, my teammates, Sir John and the other people, same the day I jumped 814. So he jumped 793 and he was leading. So what he did is like, he was shouting in front of everyone is like, come on, Loke, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Show me. And I was like, so I'm a kind of person who's like, talk to me, but I'm not gonna talk to you anything. And exactly. So same thing happened. He jumped like 794, and he's like, what are you gonna do, bro? Come on, show me. And I was like, okay. And that's when I jumped 814. I was like, boom. And I was like, what you gonna do now?
You should have shown him the meme.
If he understands Hindi, so yeah. So I would love to do that, but still, I influence Indian culture out there.
Yeah,
I call everybody. I invite home.
Wow.
I cook Indian food for them, and my rule is no spoon. You gotta use your hand.
Yeah.
You use your hand. Sit down on the floor. It's like pura ka pura. Like you have to be. Yeah, it's like I do that. And people love that. You know, when people love new things and people love that, and yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah. No, मतलब जितना भी इसने बताया ना अभी तक, I think
it is like it's like Indian mind cannot comprehend ke you'll have all these US athletes,
Yeah.
you know, Tara Davis Woodall walking around you, Mike
Exactly.
Powell doing this.
the pit.
And like it's very hard to comprehend.
Yeah.
It's like
मतलब this is one thing about these guys, like they embrace
Yeah.
the states, the guys or the athletes, the state athletes, they embrace our culture or any other culture very very gleefully, and that is the best part. That makes it the one of the more cosmopolitan countries going around, right? So that is like every culture is welcome. मतलब news में तो obviously we only hear the negatives.
basically they are building our athletes without any cost for us. They are giving it back. But do you think there is? I'm going to ask you anyway. There has been resistance from our federations across because NCAA has been like, if you look out the history, even Somdev Varman, which is tennis who plays, he's a NCAA product.
Right.
Vikas ji को कितना struggle करना पड़ता था.
And like even TJ had to go to the court
Right.
last Commonwealth Games to just to participate. And one of the reason that's thrown around by is like the doping system. It's like not very well regulated there, and we want to control that aspects. So how do you think about that?
I would say, you know, what AFI is doing about the doping control is 100% right, because I can't oppose that, or I can't say anything, because the AFI has I think, you know, a valid reason to do it, and maybe, you know, a proof, because what happened in last NCAA athlete and everything.
Yeah, we all remember Parvez Khan.
Exactly. And
we don't want Parvez Khan stories anymore.
yeah, so no, that's what I'm trying to say is, so since AFI has you know, very legit, you know, proof of valid reason saying that, you know, athletes, and I do agree with that. But at the same time, it would be more nice if AFI concludes, you know, NCAA system, and you know, has a wide range of, you know, putting the athletes in whereabouts, so that they are, you know, like, you know, regularly monitored. Like for example, if you take other NCAA athletes, for example, my teammate Christina, who is a Olympian, so she's in the whereabouts and she's in the NCAA as well. So she's been regularly monitored and tested and everything. So it's more easy for their federation, you know, to give her an opportunity and everything. So I think if federation includes, you know, NCAA athletes, you know, more seriously, and directly adds them into the whereabouts, so that they are regularly monitored with the, you know, doping dope testing and, you know, panels and everything.
Some kind of a MOU with USA.
Right. So it gives I think that thing would give you more wide range of, you know, trust on, you know, giving an athlete an opportunities, like, okay, these athletes are genuinely, you know, performing out there, and we might conclude them and giving an opportunity to win medals for India in bigger stages. I think this one tiny changes from AFI would make a huge impact for athletes. Not just you know, keeping them clean and genuine, but also, you know, seeing greater performance in the, you know, the world stages and everything. Because another thing what matters is since the time difference, the jet lag, because if from India, if you go to any part of the, you know, the Europe countries, because most world championship and Olympic games is in Europe countries, not in Asian countries, because in Asian countries you can manage the time zone because it's only 2 or 3 hours. But if you go to Europe countries or US, South American, it's always like 7 hours to 11 hours. So being in United States, that's another kind of, advantage. You can go to any other, part of the world in Europe or
Without
South
long
America,
treks,
whatever. You would get pretty good, support for yourself, or like, regarding the jet lag and everything, because you're not having a huge difference, but very tiny difference, which is easy to adapt and, perform well. At the same time, facilities, as we talk, as Adil Sumariwala sir has already mentioned, that we don't have, high level, tracks in India, where that's where athletes lack to perform, to the higher potential. So that's a great point of him, putting it out. So I think that is another reason why USA elevates, in NCAA, because there in every 2 to 3 kilometers you would see a synthetic track for a high school, for a like a normal college, for a community college, or and like
Multiple facilities.
anything.
I think
So
that
they
is the
either
problem.
have like public, university tracks or the private university tracks or anything. Another thing, you have access. If you request them for access, and you have access in any part of the world, like so in US,
In
to
US.
train and make use of the facilities.
Yeah.
So I think this is a huge factors about NCAA, and other thing is also studies.
Studies.
So this is another mental factor about the mental game,
Yeah.
because they are preparing athletes not only in the track,
Yeah.
on the academics, in life's aspects as well. Because imagine in the class test you'll be having like different types of classes, like each semester different courses, and you'll have tests and exams in between, like 2 to 3 tests or exams and everything, and that builds a lot of pressure. So you're actually they're taught to handle the pressure. Okay, how do I study? How do I do my homeworks? How do I pass my classes? How do I keep up my GPA? How do I train? And how do I win my championship? So you're already you're well prepared. They're preparing athletes in the very young age. Like pressure doesn't feel anything for them.
Yes, correct.
Same for me. Like when my coach said, it's like, what pressure? I am the pressure. That's my coach's always a quote. He's like, so
Pressure is privilege.
yeah. It's like, what pressure? I'm the pressure. Like, go out there and do it. So I think this is another biggest thing I would say.
Yeah, I think TJ has talked about at length how like he got a Deloitte job and how working with K State and doing high jump and then transitioning into decathlon, and he's doing wonderfully well, has helped him, and he is very big advocate of Indian athletes,
Right.
pursuing these opportunities more often than not, because like you said, the kind of like Indian parents are mostly worried about studies, about
Right.
children other than sports also, and you are
that's
getting
changing
all round
with time.
all round knowledge. It's very important for the athlete also, right?
Yes.
I think it plays, the Indian universities also plays a huge role in this one, because we all know, because once when you're performing, a national athlete and everything, all they want to do is just come to a college, and all you have to do is just your sports, and we'll take care of the rest. And that kind of puts down every athlete's mindset, saying that all I have to do is focus on training and winning the championship, but not on my studies. But the real question comes there is like, okay, you have a degree, you have a PhD, but what if you don't have knowledge about any of those things, and if you actually didn't earn it, what's the use of if you didn't earn it, but you just got it for being an a good athlete? Because imagine like in future, like some if your own kids ask you a question, rather than just giving you an answer, if you don't know how to explain to your kids what exactly the question is about, then there's no use of doing that thing. And I think that one thing should be changed in the Indian university system, is like people
It's
have to
heavily underutilized, the university sport and collegiate
India.
system in India. So the kind of like earlier we had Punjab University, Chandigarh universities, which were like hotbed for student athletes, but we have failed
even in
to
the south there are a lot of universities like Raja sir said in our that episode na unne bola tha ki bhai if you are playing university level then you are one step away from Indian color.
That should be the level we are expecting. Like if you see the amount of gold medal that NCAA athletes bring across the country.
But अब उल्टा होता है यहाँ पे ना यहाँ पे उल्टा होता है because we see a lot of athletes getting medals. You would not believe that Neeraj Chopra is enrolled with a particular university.
Exactly.
ठीक है? After winning the Olympic gold. So that doesn't make sense. That doesn't add up, right?
But one of the things that I wanted to say to the federation, if you have the problem with NCAA system, please sit down and make a proper guideline or framework that all the athletes, coaches and institutions can work around. That should be not something that is disputed across the court cases or anything else. There should be a proper framework. If you're concerned about doping, athletes doing doping, come up with a system where you can ensure that the integrity is maintained and we are taking advantage of NCAA system that is there across the globe. You need not invest, like there is so much that goes into making of an athlete, and you have like from coaches to sports science to all the other competitive action that the athlete gets. So you are like ready made getting access to the coaches, world class coaches, without bringing it here. So I think so there should be some framework regarding the NCAA.
I think it will be another logistical challenge for them, but I think they should do it because ये हर बार ही होता है और हम नहीं चाहते because we have truckloads of talent. Like Selva Prabhu is there, he's in the NCAA circuit. He's a very good talent coming of age. Pradeep is there, Pradeep Sindhil Kumar, like Madhavendra is there. So
very prevalent. I think Lokesh should understand this better also. So if you see international football in footballing countries also, everyone wants to play FIFA World Cup.
Right.
But the development system is not quite there yet. What they do is they target the athletes from like a lot of European countries. Athletes became neutralized athlete and play. So what that does is like one player who's played in the big European league and comes to your team and trains with it, the impact, the technical skills that he has, due to better coaching, playing for this biggest club, it changed the environment of the entire system. Like just the mental attitude that one person has.
I think with the kind of now that you're saying it, because I have spoken with Lokesh. Lokesh is getting frequently tested in the States as well. And the thing is that these moves are being made, but they are, again, to reiterate your point, it is happening at a snail's pace. We would like to see results in a much better way. But also you can see, because remember we were talking about that, the AFI had a clear guideline of an athlete participating in Indian Athletics Series, and TJ also said in that interview that in that interaction post the national record he got, and he said that AFI is getting better with these things because they understood that hey, there is a conflict going on. The flights are the flight prices are over the roof. How can they travel from the states to India to participate in one of the athletic series meets? That's not possible.
Yes, sir.
So, and they eventually got their Federation Cup entrance without a lot of contemplation.
Yes, sir.
With a bit of contemplation.
Yes, sir. As I said, like, as I already mentioned, like AFI is doing a wonderful job. Especially they're trying to understand other athletes' point of view.
Yes, correct.
And as I said, like, it's the only thing is, since doping got out of hand, and everything. I think that's the only thing, as I already said, like, if they conclude NCAA athletes, getting into the whereabouts, that would solve, like, most of the problems and gives AFI more trust to, have a genuine results from the athletes.
At least those NCAA athletes who are in the Division 1.
Right,
so
that's
that will be the, even if it's a logistical challenge, you can have those athletes in the RTP so that you do not need to wonder about their whereabouts every time, right?
And the other thing I would say is, like, especially when they're going for the World University Games, I would say concluding, athletes from NCAA and given the opportunity.
That is very important.
That is very important, rather than just randomly, picking the athletes and giving them admission in, some university.
Who was the last time?
Lovely professional university we are talking about.
No, it's not just them. There are many other universities.
No, but I think I'm like we are not shy.
Yeah,
here
exactly.
To call people out, because we it is backed by research. Like we've
Exactly.
done a lot of stuff, and that is harming our university sports massively.
No, it's not just harming the sports. Imagine the kids who's actually genuinely working hard, going and winning All India, and then winning the trials, and then at the end you just like pick the athletes you wanted to, and then give them admission, and then put them their name inside, and then give them an opportunity. I mean, that's not fair.
University athletes, athletics, or university sports in India is in a bit of shambles. And I think it is paramount that the sports ministry and the different sporting federations come up with some plan to kind of revive it.
Because Khelo India University Games, which was started, has been terrible. Like the way it has been managed.
The reason, that's why I wanted to talk out for the athletes, because there's a lot more athletes coming up, young athletes like who's in US and here also. I want to talk speak up for them, because obviously they are one of the upcoming great talents and everything.
Absolutely.
Imagine they're doing their best to be recognized, not just recognized, but to have an opportunity to compete in the bigger levels. But if they're not given an opportunity and taken at least few minutes to look up to who's actually genuinely needs an opportunity to prove themselves, I think that's because as we all know, there are some athletes who come out from the university level and then to a professional level. Because even if you see me, TJ and everybody, like we started competing in the SGFI, school nationals and the school everything. So I think that's where for everybody starts from the like most of the athletes comes from the school competitions. So I think including the grassroots levels and everything, and then including athletes from abroad and even in India, giving them genuine opportunity to be in the World University Games would be the biggest game changer.
Yeah, the competition level, like how will you grow? I mean, like I had told this Vishang many a time. The university athletes, it's his chance to compete against world's best.
Exactly.
If you.
But I think India is not the only one to be held here. I mean, there are a lot of countries that are doing it. So I mean, so it's just a reaction to an action probably.
I mean, I agree with what other countries are doing, but we being the biggest population in the world,
we should not.
We need to give more. We need to give, like for example, as I already mentioned it, we need to set an example. As we look up to other countries' infrastructure, I would say in this part, other countries should look up to us. They're selling is like they need to give an opportunity. So, and I think those things will change kids. Like interest in more is like if I do well, I'm representing my country. It's like that would bring up more and more athletes in. So.
And another point that he said, Lokesh said, is very important, that when you are in a university, your primary job is obviously you are, as an athlete, you are training, but you have to study as well.
Yeah.
This guy has scored 4 on 4, है ना?
Yeah, that's right.
भाई चार मारा भाई ने, ठीक है, and he's still competing, and he's still bringing in those marks which are world class. So I mean, if he can do it, maybe others can try it at least. So पढ़ो भी भाई, ऐसा नहीं है सिर्फ खेलते रहना है, पढ़ना भी है, खेलना भी है, सब कुछ मैनेज करना है, तभी you can probably.
So before I end this podcast, I would tell this important thing. So especially the young athletes who's wanting to go to NCAA or whose dream is to go to NCAA, they have to understand that you will go to NCAA only if you're able to balance both. And if you're good in studies as well as sports. Because without academics, you just can't go to NCAA. NCAA, people who will recruit you is what you study, what are you going to study, and how will you be able to sustain your academics as well as track and field. Because most people don't understand. I think TJ has already said this in many interviews and everything. Even if you want to compete in the the NCAA competitions, you have to have certain GPA to compete. So that's why I tell all the young athletes to focus on their studies as well, only then you will have an opportunity to go to NCAA.
Correct.
If you think it's NCAA is all about sports, then that is total wrong and it's a myth.
Yeah.
So you have to be good in studies and you have to be good in sports as well. You don't have to be great in studies, but good in studies.
Good enough is good enough.
Exactly.
But the point is that is a very important point, and many people from India might just think that it's a very hunky dory, right? It's not.
Yeah.
It probably is it's I think 10 times difficult.
It's a lonely life also.
Yeah.
That is one thing, yeah. But you get to meet the world's best and get inspired from them. So yeah. I mean, till now we have discussed so many brilliant parts. है ना? मुझे एक चीज आपसे जाननी है about your technique, यार, jumping technique.
Okay.
I was about to ask the same question.
ठीक है, मेरे को jumping technique के बारे में पता है क्यों पूछना था, क्योंकि we are seeing an influx of a lot of hang athletes who are leading the world, like Simone Hammer recently did 8.51. Yesterday I was seeing, at the time of this recording, ठीक है, Shivienko of Bulgaria. I'm sorry, sir, if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. But he won I think he did 8.28 or 8.26.
Yesterday he jumped 8.26, but he jumped the world lead of 8.45 in the indoors.
Yeah, and he's a great high jumper as well.
And triple jumper as well. Yeah.
So you saying decathlon guy also jumping 8.51.
Yeah,
51, yeah.
Hammer is I think he's a long jumper first, then he's a...
No, he's a decathlete and then he chose
8.44 as which was a world decathlon best, I think couple of years back in Gotsu's.
Yeah, that's right.
And then he moved to long jump in Oregon. I think it's 4 years back. In Oregon, he did win a bronze medal.
Yeah.
And then he has been there and thereabouts in the long jump. Now he just flushed out another 8.51.
Yeah.
The technique here is hang, right? I'll put out the pictures that describes all these techniques. Hitchkick is the one that we have seen Shri and Aldrin practice.
Yeah, that's right.
But now we are seeing a lot of influx of hand technique guys and stride technique, as you call it. Yours is stride, if I'm not wrong. And how does it play out? Like, I think Mohammad Mohsin, who finished 6th or 7th in the recently concluded Federation Cup, even Atasaz is stride. Mohsin is hang, definitely. So, like, we are seeing an influx of hang technique athletes getting those big jumps in.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Like, which technique is the best for a long jumper?
I that's a good question, but I don't think so. I have an answer to tell which is the best technique, because for some people hitch works. For some people, like, hang works. For some people, like two and a half Hitchkick stride, whatever works. I think it depends on the individual what works, because for example, if we talk about what's the best technique, I don't think so we could win debate on choosing which technique, because if you see Robert Emiem, he's he's the smoothest hang jumper. And if you see Irving Saladino, he's strider jump, and and if you see Carl Lewis or Mike Powell, Ivan Pedroso, all this, like almost 9-meter jumper is have hitch.
Even Echevarria.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think so we can win a debate or prove that certain techniques are
okay, so
the best.
Let me rephrase it. How does an athlete zero down on a technique and figure out that, hey, this is the best technique for me?
So I think probably they should first listen to themselves, their body, because some nervous systems are naturally they'll put out a style. For example, like if you're running, like you have your own style. You're like for example, if you take 400 meters athletes, for example, you take Wade Vaneker and you take Michael Johnson. So Michael Johnson
equal splits,
like it's literally butt kicks. Like he his back kicks, he doesn't lift a lot. But if you see Wade Vaneker is more like a natural smooth sprinter. So this is the difference, because you can't go to Michael Johnson and change his technique to make him fast, because he is fast in his own ways. Absolutely. And he was a former world record holder. So the same way I would say is like you have to first identify yourself, what's more comfortable for you, rather than trying to imitate 2.5 inch kick or striders or hang. Rather than imitating, you have to stick on to yourself and you have to sit down for yourself or go try out there what what works out the best for you.
Yes.
And then you gotta figure that out and choose the one and work on that one to get it more better and effortless.
Yeah. I also had one question. Like, according to you, which is the world record in field events, which you think is the most impressive, and like, do you think it's going to be
Michael Paul?
Yeah, which is your favorite?
In the field,
I mean,
I think
In the process,
in the jumps maybe.
process, you can also explain how far actually 8.95 meter is.
How
Okay.
difficult is it to jump 9 meters?
Yeah.
I mean, so again, it goes on the amount of hard work and mindset they have. Because if you see Ivan Petroso,
Yeah.
he basically jumped over 9 meters,
Yes.
but it wasn't counted because the one was foul jump, the other one was 896, which was not ratified because of maybe of the conditions.
Even Mike Powell has jumped 899.
Yeah,
I think it was some altitude place in
Exactly.
Italy, and the wind was also plus
Right.
4 or something. Of that
And
sort.
Carl Lewis
Yeah,
892.
892.
So basically, I don't think so. I don't have an answer for that. Like how hard or how easy it is, because I've seen this legends jump, and yeah. What was the other question?
Yeah, like, which is your favorite field
Okay, yeah,
record
favorite
apart from
field
the
event.
long jump?
Apart from the long jump, I would choose pole vault
Oh, yeah.
because I know triple jump is very
Very.
very one of the most powerful events as well. And high jump as well, but for me I would say pole vault because that's one move
Yeah.
and everything would go wrong.
And there's a lot of physics involved.
Yeah.
in
Exactly.
pole vault, from running to
Elasticity
positioning
of
your
the
pole.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because trust me, like recently I tried, my friends was
मैं पूछना था.
my friend was training pole vaulters, and I was like, hey, I really have this fantasy to like try pole vault and everything. Can I hold the pole? So like holding the pole itself is like so like complicated, like the way you hold it. And when you hold the pole, it looks like easy, right? But the amount of wind
Yeah.
and the power you need to hold the pole is way too like complicated, because when you hold the pole, like it just goes like here and there, here and there, here and there, everything. It's just crazy. So that's when I remembered, is like, okay, and imagine this guy Mondo Duplantis.
Oh.
I've seen him twice, by the way, in Paris and in Tokyo. In Paris, he did world record
Yeah.
of 6.25.
Yep.
And in Tokyo, he did 6.30. And
Exactly.
I kid you not, both the times, people in the stadium, in the Stade de France and the Olympic Stadium,
It was
Japan.
full to the last person.
It's like you see for a field event, for
Yeah.
a field athlete, they are like 50 to 70K,
Yeah.
75K in France and 50K in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Because he's going to attempt the world record attempt at the very last. Everyone
Has left the field.
Yeah, he will be the only guy in the entire athletic
Yeah.
stadium, and he is the guy conducting the orchestra.
I know.
You know.
So that's it.
Then the joy eruption that happens when it's unmatched, unparalleled to anything that I've ever experienced.
Right.
It's-
And now you already gave an explanation. I don't have to prove it, And that guy, I think he's the greatest showman.
Yeah.
He's like bro, like he's been breaking his world record. Like he's like for me it just sounds like it's my world record. Just leave it to me. I'll break it whenever I want,
think-
and I'll set a new one.
I think after Carl Lewis retired, I think there were very few field events
Yeah.
which were getting a lot of traction. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
he
Mondo.
single-handedly
Mondo,
made field
people
events.
look
at,
Like,
That's
because
right.
in track and field also, a lot of track guys will
Yeah.
look down on
Yeah.
field events, but no.
that's why is that the reason you're trying 100 and 200 these days?
Well, I am. So yeah, I love doing that one as well, and I want to be fast, bro. I want to be
That's why,
fast too.
You did 22 point something in 200 indoors, which is a very
So-
solid time, and 100 you did, and 1080 or 1070 something.
Yeah,
like that.
so basically I started like running after 8 years back, and last year I clocked 10.7, and this year my first race, just like I 10.8 something, and Yeah, 200 was like very a weird experience because I've never ran on a bent curves,
Yeah, it is.
especially the
Yeah.
200 meters. I have trained in it like only 60 meters, but
हाँ.
not 200
ऐसे फिर
meters.
तो फिर bend तो आया नहीं.
And especially when you're tall, and the bent is literally like so, like like the curve is so bent, like you need to know how to keep your posture and navigate through the
I'll tell
curves.
you one story after this. Yeah.
Yeah,
Please.
because I stumbled 2 times.
Yeah.
My coach was like, "You're touching the lane." I was like 2 times. Then last 30 meters, I just I didn't finish the race.
Yeah.
But next year, like hopefully, like I want to take the
You
Indian
want to see you
record.
there? You want to see you there?
I want to
And
take the Indian record for sure.
Let's go, let's
So,
go.
I mean,
is it existing? I don't think there's a 200 record existing. already.
I don't
It is
know.
20, I think yours should be the national record if you have checked.
No,
it.
no. I think it was
No
like.
one has gone below 22. I know that for a fact.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Okay, we'll check it.
Yeah, maybe that might be.
No,
So-
I know there was a guy who I forgot his name. His son he's a Punjabi guy. His son does 200 and he
Okay.
did 22 point something
Okay.
in Division 2
Okay.
NCAA.
Okay.
I think you might. Does it ring a bell? Robin or something. I'm forgetting the name. I'm so sorry
Okay,
about
yeah.
that. But उनके लड़के ने 22 point something किया and he was saying that hey, this is the national record. Why are you not ratifying it? Because we told that ratification is a different process.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
I just replied him on Twitter. I'm
Yeah.
forgetting everything. I need wallets.
Then I have to run more faster next. It's like,
But नहीं भाई दौड़ लेना 20 तक.
well, you never know.
होएगा. Because why you have a lot of things on your plate like World Indoor Championships in Bhubaneswar.
That's right.
So long jump and 200 doubles. Why not?
I mean, yeah, why not? Like that's what I'm saying. Like Indians can do anything. So
Yeah.
and
So now,
I had one story. I'm sorry to cut your way. लेकिन that stumbling thing ना you were telling. I was in Bhubaneswar. And all the 60-meter runners, when they were finishing the race, because it's probably
Yeah.
the first time for many of
Right.
those guys who were running on that track, and they didn't realize there was a bend. So I saw a lot of guys
going under the bed. Yeah, that's right.
I told them I was crying from the sidelines. Hey, watch for the bend, but no, still that was happening very recurring. But
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, I wanted to ask about your season going forward
Yeah.
from the
Very
2026.
So-
How does it look like?
So actually, as I said, we don't plan anything crazy. So we just stick on to the schedule or whatever AFI has given and whatever the Commonwealth games, Asian games we have. So we're gonna stick on to that and hopefully federation do consider my request and my performance and stuff and. I want to win medal for my country because I'm in the thing. I just don't want to go there and be a participant and I want my flag to fly. And the valid reason is for me personal reason is I think we have one of the best national anthem in the world.
Yeah.
So I because that describes my whole country.
Yeah.
What India is. So that's my one main reason why I want people to stand up for my national anthem because everybody's national anthem is kind of like westernized and everything,
Yeah.
but ours is like more of emotions. It's described. Our national anthem describes what India is.
Yes.
Yeah.
What India is all about.
Yeah.
So I want not people just to stand up for the national anthem, but they have to know, that they're standing for something which is described through a national anthem.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is what Neeraj has given us. It's like people don't understand this thing when you win an Olympic gold in an Olympic athletic stadium, and when the national anthem plays, everyone stands
Stands
every event stops, and
yeah.
everyone is there standing and listening to that
Respecting
anthem.
your
Yeah.
anthem.
Yeah, and it didn't happen for India until 2021. There was one time in 1936 in Berlin Olympics where hockey stadium, and it was athletic stadium where it was played. But Neeraj bought that joy
Back to us.
It's like So yeah, like winning an
Olympic medal.
medal
But
or
unfortunately, Neeraj had to do in front of empty
yeah, empty
stadium.
stadium. That's
So,
I mean, but he did it in the Commonwealth. Sorry, the
Yeah,
World Championship
World
again.
World
Championship,
Championship
yeah,
Again,
yeah,
so-
right,
yeah.
So
yeah.
he did it again in the World Championship and as well as the Commonwealth Games as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And so
He's
that
a
is-
generational athlete. Like
Yeah.
we all
Yeah.
love him.
I mean, I think like he's just been an example for every Indian
Every-
athletes
yeah.
for
Yeah.
so because like the way he's humble,
Yeah.
the way he's like, he just wants
Have
to
you
do his-
talked with Neeraj?
No, I've never. I would love to.
Yeah.
So Neeraj Bhaiya, if you see me, so I'm here. So I
DM,
would-
please.
yeah, I would love to talk to him, and I would love to have a conversation and talk about about his mindset or his preparation, and
ठीक है, let's do a deal.
Yeah.
Let's crack a
Yeah,
deal.
yeah,
आपको मिलते हैं ना,
आपको-
आप हमें कॉल करवा देना.
हाँ,
अगर
हाँ.
हमें मिलते हैं हम कॉल कर.
Perfect.
नहीं, एक बार बात हुई है.
We'll make sure like it reaches your message reaches
Yeah.
to Neeraj.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
But नहीं यार, I mean, we have had one and we hopefully are seeing one another guy here
Yes,
who
sir.
can
Yeah.
be an example for others to follow and like takes the tricolor
Yeah.
up there where it is meant to be, है ना?
Yeah, yeah.
कैसा लगा वैसे? How was the podcast experience?
it's beautiful, it's wonderful. As I already said, I'm so grateful and thankful to your people and this opportunity. And yeah, I just wish you guys also grow bigger and
Yeah,
bigger.
yeah.
And not for what you're doing, but the passion you guys
Yeah.
have.
Exactly, that's what.
It's
So
the
that's-
passion only. that is
Exactly,
It's the passion.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
You're
so
not doing it for money.
because that's what I'm saying. I can
Yeah.
say it anyway,
Yeah.
but I don't think so. There will be any other way that would be best
Yeah.
suitable
Yeah.
for to replace passion.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And as I already said, like you guys are like leaving engineering job, like working in US, leaving the job and coming here and doing this just for the passion of sports, especially track and field.
Mm.
And I don't know what else to say, so
Yeah,
I
I
would say
mean-
just thank you all. So
But yeah, it is for the betterment of sports in India, and we are going to change it.
Yeah.
We are very serious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was an incredible conversation, bhai. I mean,
Just to end this last FIFA World Cup is starting.
Hey.
As you already told, you wearing a Portugal jersey.
it's Cristiano, it's Cristiano. I was like, I love him.
भाई कर लेना यार, हम भी वेट कर रहे हैं. मेसी भाई कितनी बार जीत गए, आप भी जीते हैं थोड़ा कुछ.
I don't. I hear only Cristiano. Cristiano.
So yeah, I mean, ठीक है, करे रैप इसको,
Yeah,
रैप करे.
yeah,
कुछ
yeah.
बोलना, like share subscribe बोलना है, कुछ
No,
बोलेगा?
actually, it was an
Yeah.
great conversation, and like Lokesh is probably the Karnataka's #1 athlete currently.
Currently,
I'm
without
not
doubt.
including
Yeah.
cricket, but
Nee,
he's
even
the-
if you include cricket,
yeah,
yeah.
he's the #1 Karnataka athlete, and it has been pleasure.
To have
We need more athletes
Yeah.
from Bangalore, Karnataka across. We haven't really truly understood or utilized our potential as a nation because there is so much talent. We've gone and visited so many, and we understand the kind of potential that we have. And I hope like it will go strength to strength, and I wish all the best to you
Really
for
wish.
the
Thank
next
I
you.
mean, there's just love for you, भाई.
Yeah.
तुम
Appreciate it.
करो
Yeah.
जो करना है
Yeah.
करो भाई, और देश का नाम ऊपर ले जाओ,
Yeah.
कुछ भी करो.
Yeah.
ठीक है, और नहीं भी ले जाओगे तब भी सही है. मेरे को पता है कि because you are a great man, you know.
Appreciate it.
ठीक है?
And I would just request everybody who's watching this podcast, please do support every Indian athletes. It's
Yeah.
not just about me on this podcast. I would request everybody to show the same love for every athletes, not just cricket. So I mean, we love cricket too,
Yeah.
but please show some like more love to track and field and all other sports in India too,
Yeah.
because there are great athletes in all the sports across India, but they're just not recognized or they're just not published. So all you guys can do is like you guys can make everybody famous by just showing love.
Yeah.
And please do watch every sports and thank you for the love.
Yeah.
So guys, we'll put Lokesh's Insta and other handles in the description. So please follow him as well. His journey has been nothing short of like It has been incredible, and we hope to see him on the Asian Games podium and the Commonwealth Games podium this year, and hopefully the 27 World Championships and 28 Olympics podium as well. So आपको ये करना है, like, share, subscribe करना है, like, share, subscribe करने को बोल दो एक बार यार बच्चों को.
Please do like, share and comments as well. Good comments.
ठीक है. Anyway, constructive is good, and ठीक है, wrap करें इसको. We'll wrap this one, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank
तब
you.
के लिए, तब तक bye bye.